I can go on and on and on of all the so-called failures in my life, right? I mean, I remember, I wanted to write a book, because I wanted to share my knowledge with more people out there. I had one of my coaches, or actually several of the coaches and the people in my life that were like, man, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. So the multiverse was saying, you need to write a book. So again, as we all know, I listen to the multiverse when it's talking to me because I don't want to get kicked in the nuts, right? Or as a female in the ovaries. I do not want that to happen. Now, who was I to write a book considering that I was a D- student in English and in school? Now, the truth is I was actually an F student. I don't know how they passed me. I figured out the system was rigged early on because I didn't turn in homework. I messed around on my tests. I didn't study. I didn't do any of those things. And I still went from grade to grade to grade. So I figured early on that it was just all, it was all rigged and I could pass no matter what. Now they made me do summer school a lot, but again, I just did the same thing there. I barely did anything. I did the minimum, if that, below the minimum, and they still passed me. So being that kind of a student, who was I? Who is I to say, hey, I'm going to write a book? But here's the thing. Not only did I write one book, I wrote two books. I wrote 2 Amazon best-selling books, and I did them in a weekend, right? And again, how did I do that, right? I had no knowledge. I didn't know how to do no knowledge of how to write a book or how to get a bestseller or how to do any of that stuff. But I found an expert. I modeled. I paid them. They showed me. They taught me. And they helped me put it all together and do it. So I was able to shortcut that success that normally would take people years and years and years to be able to achieve. And I was able to break it down. I think we did some prep for, I want to say a couple weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks. Could have been a little longer, but I think it was 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. And then met up with her at her house and we did the book in 2 to 3 days. I did 2 books in that amount of time over the weekend. Again, but I wouldn't have been able to achieve that if I would have just tried to figure it out myself or just, most people would just fail and put it on the back burner. I know when I first started trying to do it, and I told the story before, I sat down in a Starbucks and I started writing in a journal and I started writing. I got 2 pages in and I'm like, now what? I got stumped. I didn't know what else to do. And then that's when I started seeking out an expert.
Thanks for watching the RockStar in Life podcast, your source for unleashing your inner rock star. Thanks again, and don't forget to be a rock star in your life and make the world your stage.